What's up guys, we're back again with another Gripped Media article reaction. So today we have kind of a weird one. Alright, so this is a report from Mount Street IPO tent city in Dublin, and this one's obviously just Ben Scallan giving us a report on what the situation is around here, and obviously you guys can tell it's pretty disastrous. Now, bit of a backstory to this one, obviously this is people trying to enter into the country. It's the migrant tent city, which is super upsetting guys, because obviously you want people to be housed, you want people to have accommodations, but like I said guys, the government nowadays, they just don't have housing for people. So you need to bring in a new government, or bring in like a business guy to alter the government to really drive the housing, drive the economy. I think I'd be perfect for that guys. I would do it in one day. Who does that sound like guys? I think it's easy. I would do it in a day. I would have the housing crisis solved in this country within a week. Easy, done. But I'll tell you what guys, after this, okay, we're gonna give another backstory to this one guys. So after this one, this was filmed actually just before, filmed March 13th, guys. So just after this, St. Patrick's Day was on the 17th. And what happened was a big RT article, massive. They moved all these tents and they shifted them to somewhere else in Dublin, like completely out in the countryside. I don't even know where, guys. Doesn't matter. But they literally had like massive, tractors come in, pick them up, and just shift them out elsewhere. Completely insane. Human rights violations all over the place. But yeah, we're gonna react to this one. I actually haven't watched this yet, so yeah, we're gonna see what it says, guys. Let's get it, man.
So we're here outside the IPO office in Dublin, and there is, as you can see, a tent city that's formed of international protection applicants who don't have anywhere to stay, no kind of accommodation other than these tents. There's a lot of squalor and litter and various piles of mess. There's a kind of a smell down towards the end of this particular street that we're on that is noticeable, that has been commented on by some TDs who visited here throughout the week. There's also been a rumour that at one point there was a pile of human waste in this particular street, although...
I mean, like I said guys, human rights violations all over the shop, and we haven't even got to the transporting them out of the city to make Ireland look good for St. Patrick's Day, it's crazy.
We haven't seen anything like that. It's possible that it was cleaned up, or that it simply was never there and this was just a rumour that was going around, but for our part, when we visited today, we haven't seen anything like that. We've also noted that there's a state...
Hold up a sec guys, so before we get into the last part of the video, a little bit of bad grammar here. Refugees are not a threat to government. Okay.
Like that. We've also noted that there's a steady stream of taxis arriving, taxis and Ubers and things of that nature that have been coming down this street since we arrived, but as I say, we aren't entirely sure what the purpose of that is, but that's currently what's going on. I counted about 100 or so tents, more or less, that are here surrounding the building, and that's the situation on the ground.
The guy at the end looked kind of unhappy there that he was doing a bit of filming, but I'm sure Ben was kind of highlighting the fact that this is bad, guys. They I'm not speaking for Ben, of course, but it's pretty terrible that, just politics-wise, I mean, we have such major problems in this country, guys. Like we talked about before, some guy, in Tipperary or something, Sean Meehan, he basically doesn't have a house. He divorced from his wife, and then he built his own house, and they're trying to get him off the housing list and kind of homeless. So the homeless problem in this country is insane, guys. Like I said before, man, there needs to be someone coming in and developing the housing. Now, that being said, guys, after this, right, about literally 3 days after this, before St. Patrick's Day, the 16th, 15th, 16th, they took out all these flipping places and they shifted them to somewhere else in the countryside. And I actually remember this from back in like a few years ago or a few months ago in San Francisco, which is another kind of like hellhole in the US, right? Absolute dump, yeah. It's actually legal to like just, take a number 2 on the side of the road. Okay, I was trying to phrase that one in my head so I don't get flipping, taken off YouTube, but it's actually legal to do that in San Francisco. So really, really dirty place of the US, which is unfortunate because it's one of the richest places of the US, right? But they actually did the same thing when President Xi came to visit, all right, from China. He came to visit, so they cleaned up all the streets. They took all the tents and they shifted them out to the countryside somewhere, out to the flipping sticks. And like it's really bad, guys, because what do they do now? Do they just move back to Mount Street, or do they just like stay in the countryside? Like they're trying to get like some sort of legal way to kind of claim asylum. Maybe they're running away from crime or war, whatever the case may be. I'm not so sure, guys. someone should do a study on that. Okay, we don't know for certain. Anything that people say is just pure speculation. Like, we'd have to, we'd have to actually look into that, guys. I'm very proper, you know what I mean? I can't be just spouting speculation without knowing exactly what's going on, but I mean, it seems like there's some sort of disaster going on in Dublin. Like, and it's interesting to me, guys, what will happen in the years to come. Like, will this be shifted to a different part of the country? Like, what is happening here, guys? Because they said something like, 700 people are now, around the Mount Street. And it just seems insane, guys, to have people like that. That's definitely a human rights violation on all parts. But it's like, it's just a government all over the shop. If you invite people into your, let's say, house, but your grandparents, your sisters, your cousins are already staying at your house, and you have nowhere to house people, why are you telling people to come in and stuff like that? Why are you allowing that to happen? Because living on the streets of Dublin, it's cold, it's rainy, you're going to get some sort of bronchitis, you're going to get some sort of pneumonia, you might die, guys. It's no joke. We always laugh, oh, homeless person, homeless this, but if you actually are in that situation, it's probably the most dire situation you can be in life. And not only that, guys, but the police will be hounding you. You're not allowed to do that. It's pretty much illegal to just take up private property or space, that's not owned by you. I think this is probably public property. It's probably government property. So yeah, just an absolute dire situation. I had to react to that one, guys, because I just wanted to say, and I don't know if I want to show another video, but like 2 days later, flipping, they just shifted them all out of the city. So I don't know what you guys all make of that one, but just had to say that one. Let's see what some of the comments say. This one's, shout out to Tom Green. I would advise tourists not to come to Dublin at the moment. It's an absolute shithole. Crazy. I used to think Dublin was bad with the discarded syringes and junkies on the main street, but now it's completely looks like a third world country. A disgrace to call a place our capital city. I always thought Dublin just looked rough as a badger, guys. And not the people, but the flipping just dirty, and like, just because there's so many people as well. There's like too many people. It's no exaggeration to say that the government has gone to war against its own people. I mean, it's just neglected, guys. In my personal opinion, the government's been neglecting the people. Like, we have to literally now elect new people democratically, like actually vote for new people. And I would recommend, some guy asked me in the comments, I get like literally thousands of comments now. It's crazy, like a day. Like, it's just, bro, it's crazy. My channel's just really taking off. So I love the support. Like I said, in the last one, I'm gonna support my Irish followers as well. I love you guys also. But one guy said basically, like, what are we to vote for? Should we vote for a party? I got a lot of comments saying, Chris, tell people to vote for a party, but I wouldn't recommend that, guys. I'd recommend voting for like an independent guy. I wouldn't recommend voting for a party, because personally, to me, guys, it seems like when you get a party together, it seems like even the name of party, I mean, it should be like a statesman, you know what I mean? It should be someone that comes in, they're not a career politician, they're not trying to flip and work for the elites in EU. Like, we have our own issues here, guys. If you want to leave the EU, probably I'd recommend that, but vote for an independent guy, or at least work with the EU, but like, it doesn't have to be like with them, because now we have all these, the EU, we have obligations for the EU. And when they say that, guys, let me just put this out to all the people, all right? And everyone knows, I'm going to leave you at this one, guys. Everybody knows that this is the truth. You know how much of a beta male that you look like as a politician when you say, we have international obligations? Like, dude, you're basically calling another man daddy. Oh, daddy, do we have international obligations that we have to do? Like, bro, the reason I'm doing my own business is so I don't have to call another man daddy. Like, it's demeaning. And these politicians, these 30, 40, 50-year-old men, they're not masculine, but these feminine men are like, we have international obligations. No, we do not, guys. There's no such thing as obligations. You don't have to do anything in life. All right? Is anyone holding a gun to our head? No. Like, we should now formulate our own country, try and do our own thing, guys, and do well as a country, guys. You know what I mean? If we don't have a country, then that's it, guys. You know what I mean? It's just the country's gone, then. You know what I mean? People say it's fine. It's not fine, guys. This is just a disgrace, man. And I feel very bad for the people here. I feel very bad, guys. Like I said, they keep getting pneumonia. They could die. I mean, there's just complete lack of, forward thinking by the government. Like, it's unbelievable. So let me know your thoughts on that, guys. Don't call other men daddy. You know what I mean? Try and do as much as you can in your life to get out of that situation, no matter what that situation is, guys. If you catch my drift, business-wise, I'm talking monetary, money-wise. So yeah, I suppose at the end of the day, you have to call your people that give you money, your salespeople, the sales that you make. You have to, give them, but at least it's not this sort of obligation to do stuff for people. Like, that is just ridiculous, guys. we shouldn't have any obligation to anything. I mean, this is just the first thing I learned when I left secondary school. Like, when I left school, was try and build my own place, build my own country, build my own people, help my own city, because, you know, I don't want to be obligated to anybody in life eventually. All right, at least work towards that. So looks like we're not working towards that, guys. Looks like we're running away from that, matter of fact. I love you guys all. Stay free, drop a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.